Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and after a quiet couple of weeks, Palworld has gotten a major patch, update patch version 0.1.5.0. A lot of fixes, a lot of updates. I haven't talked about Palworld in quite a while just because it's been a little bit quiet. I've talked to a lot of people that have exhausted all the content in the game, and yes, guess what? They did move on to playing other games. And I've already seen, like, the rhetoric online, and I get it that some people just either are trolling or they're not aware of how concurrent user bases in video games work, especially early access games, so we'll talk a little bit about that as well after we go through the update patch. This is version 0.1.5.0, and there's a lot of fixes and a lot of updates that have been implemented with this patch. Bigger patch, all things considered. So major fixes, note, implemented backup of save data on the world selection screen, resolved issue of unnecessary data accumulating in save data, key configuration added fully supported keyboard key configuration, which is great. Guild modified specification to allow guild members to be removed when not logged in. Player issues change long press operation during player tasks to allow continuous work by pressing the work button once. This is switchable in the option setting. Fixed issue when we're riding in prohibited hunting areas would not result in a crime. Improved interaction accuracy with adjacent objects. A lot of updates to pals as well. Change specifications so that when a PAL is instructed to attack aggressively, the PAL will attack enemies indiscriminately, even if they are not in combat. Corrected an issue to allow PALs of rank 1 or higher to be selected as a concentrated material. Higher ranked PALs yield more points when concentrated. Fixed bug where if a large amount of experience points were gained and the level increased to 50 at once, PALs would not learn any active skills. Mitigated an issue with a partner skill on a dungeon boss would cause the boss to get stuck in walls. Base issues. Fixed an issue where base PALs would get stuck on top of a logging site, etc. Added measures to prevent the issue where base pals would wander around and get stuck at the border of the base arena. Fixed an issue where pals at the base would get stuck repeatedly starting transportation tasks and the light bulbs icon would appear over and over again. Added measures to prevent an issue of base pals getting stuck in the farm on a roof. Fixed an issue where work pals would get stuck in the summon space of pal box when restarting the server on a dedicated server. Adjusted the default work priority of base pals, and Nubis will prioritize manual labor. Significantly relaxed building restrictions. Fixed an issue where sound would play in an infinite loop when pals at the base use certain active skills. Specifications changed so that all changes in environmental temperature are added up. If you put 4 campfires next to each other, the surrounding area will have the temperature of a volcano. Implemented relaxed working style on the monitoring stand. Balance adjustments significantly strengthened mining power for Digtoy's partner skill. Fixed the abnormally high selling price of nails, significantly increased the number of police officers who appeared when a crime is committed, added electric shock effect to Free Pal Alliance's crossbow, adjusted the fight distance of sphere launcher and scatter sphere launcher, increased the sand value, recovery amount of high quality hot springs, network related, renovated the server lobby, search by server name will now work, added the ability to view online players on a dedicated server. On community servers, this will only be displayed if the setting is enabled, and then others. Fixed an issue where day 5 memo was not placed. You can now adjust the in-game brightness in the settings, fix many minor bugs, corrected various incorrect text, improved measures against cheating. We will continue development pacing, top priority on fixing major problems and issues. Thank you for your continued support of Palworld. So, again, a lot of fixes and a lot of updates, and this is the first update in a few weeks that we've had for Palworld. Now, Palworld's been out for a little over a month at this point, so they're rocking at a pretty solid pace. I know that they've been working a lot on countermeasures against cheating and whatnot, so good on them for doing that. The last update actually dropped 3 weeks ago, update patch version 0.1.41, and 1.4.0, the last major one, dropped on February the 1st. So it's been quite a while for a major update, and there has been a lot of discussion. You know, is Palworld dying? Is this game just a fad? The game is sitting at 183,000 concurrent players as I am recording this video, so it is a far cry from its peak that it reached within, you know, like a week or two of it coming out. It peaked at well over 1.5 million players. I think the highest was over 2 million players, actually. So 183,000 is a steep decline. Guess what? It is totally fine. It is not a big deal whatsoever. In fact, settling in at 183,000 players concurrently a month after release is still way, way better than anybody could have imagined. I knew that the game was going to be relatively big heading into its release. You can look at social media metrics usually, and you can assess if a game is going to be at least notable or not. And everybody kind of knew that Palworld was going to be a notable release. Definitely no one expected it to reach the heights that it did. did of having over 2 million players at one point. Nobody thought about that. However, the reality is, this is a game that currently has a finite level of content. It's an early access game, guys. It's not like this is a live service game that's churning out content updates every couple of weeks and there's new things to do every couple of weeks. That is just the reality of the situation. And yes, people were super into Palworld for a couple of weeks, but I have a lot of friends that sunk, 50 to 70 hours into Palworld, and after you get all the pals, after you reach max level, so on and so forth, yeah, you could continue playing the game, but a lot of people that played Palworld also are going to move on and play other games. Palworld is not the first video game they played. Guys, video game, and this is to the people that are like, oh my god, the game's dying, it's over for Palworld. Guys, games don't work in a way where the people that played Palworld, guess what? Prior to Palworld, they did in fact play other video games. After Palworld, they'll play other video games. You can't play one game, or most people don't play one game all the time. I get it that there's the WoW nerds out there and the League of Legends tryhards and all that kind of stuff, and they have a really, really consistent player base, but League's a competitive game. WoW's an MMO that gets consistent content updates and whatnot. I'm not big into WoW, but I would imagine that you're constantly getting new content to do, and that game is a MMO that's been out forever. To compare those games to like Palworld's decline in terms of its concurrent player base, it's just, what are you doing at that point? If you're one of those people doing that, like, just understand what you're attacking. You're going after an early access game that obviously is working on bug fixes, that they'll obviously be rolling out more content now that they have so many more resources attached to their name. And they've sold so many copies, the actual ceiling for Palworld going forward is so much higher. It's just like with Helldivers 2, and that game is out of early access, so I can understand it a little bit more, but somebody bought the game, and this was in the Steam community section, community thread section, and that's my first mistake. It's like, why am I checking the Steam community page? And I just feel like people are trolling there just for the sake of trolling, and people get pretty good at trolling. The art of trolling is to not get egregious with your trolling, because then it becomes abundantly obvious that you're trolling. What you have to do is you have to be managed in your trolling, so you're still trolling, but it's a little bit more discreet trolling, so people can't tell that you're trolling. That's how you do the very effective trolling, and I would like to think that that's what's going on. It's just incredibly effective trolling that goes on in the Steam community page, and that's why I look at it and I rage, but nonetheless, and it extends beyond the Steam community page, obviously. That's just what I look at time to time, and that's where I saw the Helldivers thing about 100 hours isn't enough content. I did all the content in under 100 hours. It's a $40 game. But, yeah, like, it'll get more content updates. Is it gonna go back up to over 2 million players? Probably not. It probably won't get to that height again. But a month after release, still being at, 200,000 concurrent players is an incredibly successful number, guys. And, I think, people's perception of, like, concurrent player counts has been completely warped by the immense amount of success that Palworld had initially, which is completely abnormal. You're not gonna see that regularly when a game is like breaking records, and guess what? It's breaking records on the basis of a lot of people who were gamers playing the game. Gamers play other games. They're gonna do the content in Palworld, and then they're gonna play other games. Like, my goodness. But nonetheless, that's gonna do it for me. Major update dropping for the game, and as far as the concurrent player count, guys, it's totally fine. But that'll do it for me. As always, your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.